What's up, YouTube? Sergeant Blake is back, and today is our first episode of The Mind of a Gamer. Now, today I was thinking about something to do. I really had trouble figuring out a topic that really meant something to me, and I found this really cool channel, and I'm going to link to that in the description because it's a great channel if you like video games at all. But I found this really cool channel, and he's basically one of his videos he talks about moving forward in the gaming industry. And what can we all do? Not just the developers and the publishers, but what can we do, the consumers, the gamers, do to change it and help our favorite or one of our favorite industries move forward and become something better than just games, something better than just toys. Because that's not what they are, but a lot of people think that way of them. Video games have this, well, because there's games right there in the title, older people will assume that things like Call of Duty and things like God of War, things that are very grown up, are meant for children, and that's not what the developers are trying to do. But we don't have a proper name for it yet, and I think that's something that definitely needs to be worked on. But okay, so back to the main thing. Today's issue is about moving forward in the game industry. And more than anything else, it's not about what the developers need to do, what the publishers need to start doing. It's about what we as the gamers can do, because I think that's where everything starts. I believe that change is more like a concentric circle. It starts with one person, and it moves outward from that person until the world around them has changed to their liking, or however the hell it needs to be changed. And I think that is a perfect example of what we can do for gaming. What can we do in our lives right now? There are a couple things. I can't just say two, but first, we need to stop buying and selling used games. Although I have no problem with selling used games and buying them from Craigslist, I think that we need to stop supporting places like GameStop, EB Games, whatever the hell there is in your local area that buys games back for half the price that you paid for them, which is a ripoff to you, and also then goes and sells them for double that. And none of the profit that they see from this goes to the developers. I think that is it's a bad thing. It's nothing else than that. It's a bad thing for the developers. It's taking money right out of their pockets. However, I think that if you have friends on Craigslist, if you've met anybody, I know that I've met up with a couple of people a couple of times, and we've traded games, we've sold them to each other. That's totally fine, because that's, no one is making big profit off of that. There's a couple bucks going here, a couple bucks going there. But when you do it on the scale that GameStop does it, the developers are losing massive amounts of money, and that's not good, because without that money, they won't be able to make the games that we love. Now, that's just one thing we can do. Stop supporting GameStop. And GameStop is a great place to go and get new games, because a new game is going to cost the same thing everywhere. So if there's GameStop close by, go ahead. Go buy a new game. But don't buy used. Don't sell your games to them. There are better places, there are easier ways, and you make a lot more money trying to do it on Craigslist or whatever the hell you use in your local place. Now, that's just one thing. Another thing is, of course, illegal downloads, which is a big thing for movies, pretty much everything. Video games, Xbox, PC games can be pirated. The PlayStation was just hacked, so who knows what we'll see in that area. Wii games, I don't know, but there's definitely things that you can do with that. Emulators, all of these are downloadable things, illegal things that you're not supposed to do, but are done a lot and can be done pretty easily. Now, if we love this industry, I like saving a buck just as much as the other guy. And I'm not going to say that I'm above downloading a movie, but I will never, ever download or pirate a video game for the simple fact that this industry is something that I love. If fucking Michael Bay goes out of business and never makes a movie again, that's one thing. But if Naughty Dog went out of business and never made a video game, that's a whole different thing, And I think that that's something that we all need to realize, is that if we love these companies so much, if we enjoy playing these games so much, then it's definitely worth buying the game. Now, not to say that video games aren't expensive. They are, and I think that if we're going to ever see a change in that, because video games get more and more expensive every generation, and I don't even want to think about how much it's going to cost next generation to buy a game. But I have some examples here, and I think that if we would like to change the way the industry is, if we, as gamers, would like to change how much we pay for a game, then we need to really start showing it. We need to stop accepting this. This is Army of Two, right? Horrible game in terms of story, in terms of anything. If we want better games, like Demon's Souls, or Assassin's Creed, or Uncharted, or Splinter Cell, Alan Wake. If we want high quality games, then we need to demand it, and we need to stop supporting the games that are not high quality. We need to stop buying things like Army of Two. Stop buying things like Modern Warfare 2, which I'm not saying is a bad game, but has so many problems with the multiplayer. It has so many bugs. Why would you support that to the fullest extent? We need to stop supporting things that are low quality and start supporting things that are high quality. The more things that make money that are high quality, the more high quality things that will come out. So that means that we need to stop saying, hey, this looks fun, I'll pay $60 for it, and start saying, this looks great, I'll pay $60 for it. Of course, there's also a double-edged sword in that somewhere where someday they're going to say, okay, well, you want a quality game, well, now you have to pay $100. You know, we have to say that we have to draw a line, and we also have to say that we're not going to go over some things, but we have to draw a line at some things. I think that, if anything, this game was good. It wasn't great, though. It wasn't phenomenal. It's not going to blow me away. Not like Demon's Souls has. I've been on that for like the past 3 weeks. So, there's a perfect example. We need to say, this should be $30. This should be $35. We need to say, and Demon's Souls I have no problem paying full price for. If we could all do that, we'd be good. We'd be on our way to having a better industry. But I think there's a couple of other things that need to be done. I think that we need to stop supporting the big names. And I'm not talking about Activision and all of them. They're big names and they're making games that we like and enjoy, so it's okay to support them sometimes. I'm saying stop supporting the names that are exploiting video games or making money off of them. Game Informer, IG, well, let me just give you an example. Stop supporting these guys, and we should start supporting the names that aren't making money off of them, or aren't making a lot of money, and start supporting, and what I mean by that is start supporting these guys. See, now, the difference is that these big name guys, they're already making a shitload of money. And they can pretty much put out whatever bullshit they want to get you to watch, look at their ads, and get their money. But the smaller guys, the guys that I showed before, AKATrent, JohnsonHD.com, JAVAN's Game Show. Now, me and him, I had a couple issues with him on Killzone, but he does good work, right? And he's not making a shitload of money off of your views. He's just trying to get there, trying to tell you stuff, trying to be informative about something that he loves, something that he's passionate about, something that they're all passionate about. They need to get the more views. They need to get the more subscribers. They need their own web pages. They need their own people working for them and getting out information. Of course, there is, again, a double-edged sword here, where if something gets too big, then we need to kill it again, because, you know, the more we support something and it starts making more money, it'll just be a never-ending cycle. IGN was a small time thing, and then it got bigger. Just like game trailers, just like Game Informer. Everything starts out small. What we need to do is that we need to support the people that are small now, because as long as they have a passion for it, then they will keep giving us good stuff, keep giving us true reviews, keep telling us what looks great, what doesn't look great, and you know. And we should be fine. After that, as consumers, as gamers, we've done our job. And it's all up to the developers, which will be next week's episode of In the Mind of a Gamer. Thank you guys. Goodbye.